Alright guys, na mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. Meron tayong reaction video ukol dito kay PBBM at Congressman Dr. Ana Bundok ng Pampanga. Nagkasagutan na sila ni PBBM ni Congressman, Congressman ng GMA na alarma. At panoorin po natin ang buong detalye dito sa flooding ng Pampanga at kausap nila dito si PBBM at panoorin natin ang buong detalye.
Let us go through the usual procedure. Meron pa ba tayong rine-rescue?
Wala na po.
Wala na. So tapos na yung ating rescue phase. We are now in the relief phase.
Apo.
I saw the number of the evacuees. Unang-una, yun sila ang ating priority. The number of evacuees altogether, how many are still inside evacuation centers? Also pati na yung nasa labas na. Pero than this place.
Inside bus 2,101 families, sir.
Ito 'yon. 2,000 iba to. 2,000
111 families. 7,700 individuals.
Pero 2,111 families pa ang naiwan sa evacuation. Nandun pa sila ngayon?
Opo, different evacuation po.
Sige.
And the barangay
meron pang 191 outside. Na families. Okay. So that's we as usual we attend to this first. How we're doing in terms of relief. Our food packs, hygiene kits, sleeping facility.
Just to give you an idea, as
yes,
of
please.
date,
I saw the 30,000 food packs. Pagkulas 5,000.
Right now, we've released 71,000 to the province of Pampanga.
Nandito na ho.
Nasa iba-iba na.
Okay.
71,000. And sa Grid K-Gov, we still have 65,000 for release. Sila Gov na ang kumukuha sa...
Of course.
Sa Manila.
We've released 71,000 and we're bound to release another 65,000 ready na ho for release ho.
Okay. Then we're going to get to the point, again, since we've done this before, we'll get to the point na hihingian na tayo ng cash ng mga evacuees dahil kailangan nilang bilhin ang mga iba't ibang bagay na hindi naman kasama dun sa food pack, hindi kasama sa hygiene kit, hindi kasama dun sa mga ating binibigay. So they ask for cash. So we should be prepared for that. Go.
Yes, sir. Nag-usap po kami ni Secretary Rex, sir, regarding po doon sa assistance po doon sa mga affected families. Binigay ko na po yung figure kay Secretary, sir, para mabigyan mo ng cash assistance.
Ilan ang nangangailangan at magkano ibibigay natin sa kanila? Do we do it in one single payment or over a period of time? Well, LGU ang namamahala dyan.
Opo, magtutulungan po kami ng DSWD, sir. Ang mga affected natin, yung farmers, sir, yung more on coastal barangays, yung hindi nakapangista, hindi nakapaglabas during time nung bagyo, sir. And then, yung mga farmers natin, around 10,000 plus po na farmers natin na totally nasiraan po talaga ng tanim.
Mr. President, we met ni Gov and Vice Gov nung Saturday. They were waiting for the proposal which they will submit today, but the cash is also ready na. So once we get the proposal, I told Gov and Vice Gov that we can start the emergency cash transfers this week, the moment we get the proposals or the actual counts.
But these are for those evacuees, still evacuees.
No, sir. Actually, based on our discussion, yung mga severely affected families, the ones whose livelihoods were not yet, hindi nakapaghanap buhay, those that did not go fishing, yung mga hindi nakapasada, the poorest of the poor na na-identify ni Gov and ni Vice Gov po, sir.
Okay. That DA will try to see, kailangan ng assessment ng DA on the agricultural damage so that para makabawi tayo, kung pwede pang habulin yung season, depends. But what I have here the figures for rice, fisheries, high-value crops, corn, at saka livestock. So, siyempre, yung pinakauna rito yung rice. Where is your OPAG?
Sir, our regional director of the Department
Ikaw na lang.
Agriculture.
Sige. Teka, yung dito
Yes,
sa
sir.
rice, anong state ng crop?
Yeah, actually, sir, almost 90% ng damaged crops, sir, are on the seedlings at vegetative stage.
Vegetative state.
We have enough seeds, sir, na
Okay.
pwede nating ipamigay kaagad.
So, mahabol pa natin yung season.
Yes, sir.
What about dito sa fisheries? Medyo mabigat yung dito, medyo mabigat ang damage. So, we are going to have to provide alternative, hindi naman pwede basta mag-depend lang sa handout. Kailangan natin bigyan ng chance ulit na makabalik for at least for the season. Meron silang remember pasokan na ang 28. So the farmers need to pay their children's school. So kailangan natin mabigyan sila ng kahit papano, mabigyan natin sila ng tulong para one, they can survive, and number two, yung mga pangangailangan nila na bibigyan natin ng nakakatulong tayo sa kanila. Right.
Yes, sir. We have actually sa Department of Agriculture, sir, sa atin, sir, hinihintay namin yung release ng excise tax ng tariff noong 2022. We have 18 billion na kolekta, sir. Automatic 10 billion will be allotted for the machinery, seeds, and credit. So mayroon tayong excess na 8 billion, sir. So yun yung pwede nating ipamigay na sa mga rice farmers, sir. At 5,000 each.
5,000 each.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ilan ang bilang nyo ng farmers? Rice, palay.
Nationwide, sir, that's about 1.6 million.
No. For here. For the
For
area.
Pampanga, sir, as reported by the governor, 10,000 farmers po yung affected, sir. So we could...
For Pampanga, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Sige. Alright. So 10,000 more or less.
Yes, sir.
Sige. Alright. So yung sa fishery yun. High value crops, medyo kompleto rin naman tayo sa sa binhi. At saka yung mas mabilis ang cycle ng ng high value crops. Yung mais, we can also give siyo, pero again, what state was the crop in?
Yung sa mais, sir, as a seedling and vegetative stage, so we could easily...
So bagong tanim lahat?
Yes, sir. We could
Okay.
easily
Yan,
have
makahabol
it
tayo dyan.
replanted, sir.
Yung livestock, ang siguro pwede rin tayo makapag-provide niyan. At least
Yes,
para
sir.
makahabol, para it does not only apply to the necessary to the livestock na raisers, kundi for everyone, because meron silang hanap buhay for in the meantime hanggang the next season. So that generally yun ang plano ng DA when it comes to these floods and disasters and storms, is that kung ma-rescue pa, mahabol pa yung season ng planting season, halimbawa palay or corn, then we try to do it. Then provide kami ng binhi or i-rescue natin yung mga ibang lugar. High value crops is relatively easy because we have plenty of seedlings, number one. Number two, the cycle is much faster than palay and then mais. Yung livestock, ganun din. Yung livestock, ang ginagawa namin, hindi lamang yung mga livestock talaga na nagpo-produce ng livestock, na nag-aalaga ng baboy o ng manok, ay binibigyan din namin ng livestock yung mga iba na wala nang gagawin. Wala na silang, hindi na mahabol yung season, hindi na ng planting season. para lang meron silang between the high value crops and the livestock, baka para maka ano naman sila, matulungan naman sila. So that's what we are doing on the agri side. Can we now go to the infra damages? Puro flood control, puro flood control, water, ano ito? Yung slope protection, daming nasira. Bakit nasira yung slope protection? The slope protection exists precisely to avoid this kind of landslide. Paano nasira?
Public Works, please answer.
Director Tolentino po ng DPWH Region 3. So yung pong mga earth dike, dahil po sa lakas ng mga current ng Pampanga River, nagkaroon siya ng nasira po yung mga old existing dike natin. That's why po ng volume na dumating sa Pampanga River, lahat po ng mga tributaries natin na damage po yung mga luma na, yung lumang-luma na ng mga 10 years ago. So,
okay, so anong plano? What do we do now?
Yeah,
don't tell me, basta aayusin na naman natin yung dike para masira ulit for the next one. Kailangan na may bagong plano.
mayroon na po.
We need a new design.
Binabalidate na po namin, nakipag-usap po kay Secretary Manny Bonoan na ang sabi po niya is isasubmit namin sa NDRRMC for the funding purposes.
Puro to flood control, earth dike, slope protection, flood control, culvert, dike, shoulder, puro sa ano ito eh. This does not include, how about yung ating what we refer to as lifelines? Lifelines, yung mga kalsada, yung mga tulay.
So yung hindi pa ko nakakaikot ng gusto yung public works po natin, sir, for assessment. Kaya yung initial pa lang po to. Underwater pa rin po yung...
Ba't di lumalabas yung tubig? Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Red, yan.
Yan.
If I may po, I'm Congresswoman Ana York Bondong. Good morning po and thank you very much po for visiting our province. Malaking bagay po sa amin ito. I am the Congresswoman of the 4th District of Pampanga. I-clarify ko lang po, no, there are 198,000 affected families. I would like to let you know po, everybody in this room, 100,000 po na affected families ay nasa distrito ko. So 50% po of the families that are evacuated, at sa amin hindi na po in-evacuate kasi hindi na po kaya na evacuation center, 8 bayan po ang naging evacuation center mismo. They all piled po into the 4-story classroom building po or 2-story classroom building kasi po yung bahay nila hindi na po makayanan. So right now baka ho the water is existing. So tama po yung tanong nyo, bakit po hindi makalabas yung tubig? And I would like to share, no, ang dami ko pong in-interview ng mga tao. This is the worst flood since 1972. I know it's shocking. I know it's nakakabigla. But since the tail dike was breached po in 2012, this is now the worst flood that has happened. Never before po have I seen 4 towns become a sea. Dagat na po.
Alright, yan ang Pampanga at Bulacan, isang basin. Puntahan talaga ng flood na tubig.
Lema Santol, Santo Tomas, San Simon, and Minalim. Ngayon po, the level of rainfall that fell was actually normal. Normal rain, normal bagyo. Hindi po siya abnormally strong na bagyo. So, upriver po, yung tubig na pumunta doon, okay lang. Pero sa downriver po, there was mysteriously a new source of water na bigla pong normally the baha sa baba takes days kasi bababa po yung tubig mula sa taas. Sa Santo Tomas po, 2 hours lang po at sa Palitan Minalim, 2 hours lang po, may tubig na. So mysteriously, hindi po galing sa taas yung tubig. There was some new source. And the water was so overwhelming po. And it remains to be overwhelming today that the NLEX was already breached. which has never happened po since bata pa po ako. I have never seen sandbagging or pumping out of water sa NLEX. Ito po talaga ang nakadisrupt po, hindi lang po sa province of Pampanga, but the entire Luzon business, security, safety, ay napinsala po. So our one and only road going to the north, to Metro Manila, ay hindi po nadaanan, and that is the NLEX. We have an alternative road, the MacArthur Highway, na dahil po sa problema, na-crash na po si MacArthur, and nobody can pass there up to this day. Abot kita po yung tubig last Sunday. So, I would like to say that this is probably the worst flood. Not in terms of agriculture, po yung sinabi niyo po, we are very grateful. Kaya lang po sa taas, where we mostly plant, which is Candaba, San Luis, luckily, maliit lang po yung seedlings. So wala pong masyadong nasirang rice. Though if you want to give help, okay lang po yun. But to be very honest po, it was not as devastating upstream. Yung downstream po. And today, we still have a lot of water. And kinatatakot ko po sa NLEX, baka po mag-last po ng weeks to months. And every time it rains, the same thing will happen. So, sana po matulungan niyo po kami, and we are very willing to work with you po.
Yeah, let's first, I'm happy that former Secretary Babe Singson is here because siya talagang pinag-aaralan niya itong takbo ng daloy ng tubig. Siyang gumagawa ng plano para sa ating flood control. Is there a particular reason why the water has collected and has taken so long to dissipate?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning. Good morning,
everyone. I was just explaining earlier this morning kay former President GMA at saka kay Governor Pineda that really the reason for this is that the whole water system or waterways in Bulacan, punong-puno na talaga. And therefore, the water that comes from Pampanga River hindi makalabas. Because the natural drain of all of the upland or upstream water, ang pupuntahan yan Manila Bay. Okay. So since the waterways in Bulacan, because of the talaga excessive releases of water, from both Bustos at Ipo Dam, talagang punong-puno yung Bulacan rivers. No? Hindi ho makalabas yung tubig galing Pampanga. So, again, as I was proposing, the solution here, the permanent solution, is water impounding upstream. The main reason, Mr. President, why Bulacan River is clogged, between Bustos and Ipo, no? Ang sinasabi sa amin ng NIA, because we've been meeting with NIA as well, si Administrator Gillian, 100 MLD or volume ng nagaling sa Bustos. Pero sa Ipo, 700. May malaking volume na sumusubo between Bustos and Ipo, and this is from Bayabas River. So dapat mag-imbak na doon sa Bayabas, i-retain yung tubig doon, wag nang i-release habang bumabagyo, para ganon, medyo may carrying capacity po yung Bulacan. At makakalabas naman si Pampanga River water. Now, as far as Pampanga, the solution there is water impounding upstream San Antonio Swamp and Candaba Swamp. Para ganon, during disturbances like this, yung excess water capacity of Pampanga, itatabi nyo muna doon sa water impounding, both in San Antonio at Candaba Swamp, and release that when there is already carrying capacity on Pampanga River.
When you speak of impounding the rainwater, how big?
May mga studies naman ho yan. We estimate Candaba might take 100, 200 hectares. Depende kung gaano kalalim ang huhukayin. Ganon din. Mas maliit yun sa San Antonio Swamp. But ang problema kasi, from San Antonio, napakatarik po ng river beds. So dadalhin talaga niyan lahat ng putik, and the scouring that happens along the way, talagang massive. Putik lahat.
If I may,
Yes.
I'm sorry, very, very sorry to interrupt. Secretary Babe Singson, I'm saying this po in front of the Mayor of Candaba at lahat po ng 4 distrito. Hindi po kami papayag sa impounding po sa Candaba Swamp. That is a wrong concept and we are not going to allow that. At dyan po sa Candaba, dyan po nag-umpisa ang Balahap movement. If you want a security problem, sirain niyo po yung hanap buhay po ng lahat ng mga magsasaka sa Candaba. Mag-walk out po kami dito.
Ma'am, excuse me. The total Candaba swamp is 2,000 hectares. Okay? Now, imbis na nababaha yung buong 2,000, like what's happening today?
Sir, Candaba Swamp and impounding is not the problem. There are many problems that includes, number 1, subsidence for downriver. Number 2,
I'm sorry?
subsidence for sinking of the land.
But that's precisely what he was explaining, is that hindi na napuno na eh. So, hindi natin, sa downriver sa inyo, kaya nga hindi na bumababa yung tubig dahil puno na dito sa baba.
Naiimbuto po.
Kaya nga, pero hindi, this is not something that we're doing intentionally. It is something that has happened because napakalakas ng ulan.
Hindi po napakalakas ng ulan because the water...
Napakalakas ng ulan dun sa taas, kaya bumaba yung tubig.
Yes po, but the water level was not abnormally high.
Instead of arguing about it, what do you suggest?
Ito po ang suggestion ko. I will go, reasons, no? Sige na po, okay, excessive rain. But this is not the largest storm that ever hit Pampanga. Number 2 po, silting po. The rivers are silted down.
Let me focus you a little more clearly. What is your objection to the plan as Mr. Babe Singson has just said?
My objection to the plan, Candaba po, is this has been going on for a long time.
What has been going on?
Gusto po nila, yung tubig po sa Candaba, gagamitin po sa kanilang waterworks. Ngayon po, Candaba is, ito lang food security po ang importante sa Candaba. Hindi po natin pwedeng galawin. And number 2, this is private land. Hindi po pwedeng mag-impounding lang po ng tubig.
Okay, so what's the solution?
The solution po is to continue dredging, to check po on the flood control plan po of the Bulacan Airport to make sure makalabas po yung tubig.
Having supervised and administered all these dredging projects all around the country, they are temporary and exceedingly expensive.
Sir, meron po kaming Korean loan that's going to happen. So sana po matuloy po yun.
Everywhere that we dredge, bumabalik din eh. Hukay ka ng hukay, tapos after 6 months, wala pang 6 months, puno na naman.
Ang meron po namin is dredging with slope protection. That is the subject of our curriculum.
The siltation does not come from the slope. The siltation comes from upriver.
Totoo naman po.
It's upriver dahil nakalbo na yung mga bundok natin. So bumababa ang topsoil, and kahit na i-dredge mo, bababa pa rin yan. So that's the problem. You cannot continue to dredge. Number 1, I will tell you, first, it is a very temporary solution. It lasts for, maganda na yung 4 to 6 months. Tapos magde-dredge ka ulit. Number 2, napakamahal gawin. So, we cannot continue to do this as a solution na every season magde-dredge tayo. Malulugi ang buong gobyerno kung yan lang ang gagawin natin. We have to find a long-term solution. Now, the Candaba Swamp is not being proposed to be used as for one thing or another except as an impounding to keep the water up here na hindi bumababa. Hindi naman sisirain yung hanap buhay doon. Swamp na nga eh. Dadagdagan lang ng tubig. So I know you feel strongly about it, but I don't quite understand why.
Ito lang po, no, sa Candaba Swamp po, this is very important. Food security po ang Candaba Swamp. The Candaba po, 3 plants 3 times a year. Pag linagyan niyo po yan ng tubig, dadagdag naman po ang rice import natin. In fact, the 4th District of Pampanga is the only rice-producing region right now in Pampanga. Pag i-impound niyo po yung tubig, wala na pong rice dito.
Ayaw sa amin.
Mr. President. We asked the Mayor of Candaba to let it.
Candaba. The project of the former secretary way back 2013. and those affected farmers, families, more than 9,000 in Candaba of that 2,000 hectares. Mr. President, wala silang pinropose sa amin that these 9,000 affected farmers will be given another job. So kaya tumayo yung mga Kapampangan, yung mga taga-Candaba before, and we oppose this with Congressman Vimpy Bongo, na ayaw namin sa Candaba.
I'm sorry, I will interrupt here. Pinag-uusapan lang natin yung technical solutions doon sa baha. Okay? So, ito ang sinasabi na maaring solusyon. Ngayon, tama ka, like a good LGU executive, inaalala mo yung hanap buhay ng mga mawawalan ng hanap buhay. Ang pagkakamali sa unang proposal, hindi nagbigay ng kapalit. Tayo naman, kung gagawin natin, may kapalit. Hindi na, wala tayong interest na sirain ang hanap buhay ng 6,000 na farmer. Di ba? So we will do that. But what we are trying to do right now is to assess the technical aspects of the flooding. Ano ba nangyari? Bakit hindi bumababa ang tubig? Ano bang na maaari natin gawin? Ngayon, may epekto yan. Sasabihin natin, ilalagay natin sa swamp. Paano nga yung mga nagtatanim dun? O di maghahanap tayo. We will find something else for them to do. We'll find another piece of land. Hindi naman natin sila pababayaan.
Thank you.
Pag nangyari yun, mag-resign na ako ng DA dahil mali na yung namin. Hindi na tama yung namin plano.
Congresswoman Ana York na dredging and desilting.
Yeah.
Kasi bata pa ako, lumaki ako sa Candaba, nakita ko before, malalim yung Pampanga River before. And now, yung Arayat, Candaba, San Luis, kapag hindi tag-ulan, naglalakad na lang ang mga tao, masyado ng mababaw, Mr. Former Secretary. Siguro, bigyan ko ng suggestion yung kay Congresswoman Ana York, one of the solution, aside from that, gagawin nating water impounding ang Candaba and other municipalities, from Masantol, paakyat dito sa amin, i-desilt natin, i-dredge natin. Mr. President, payag naman kaming mga mayors na bigyan nyo kami mga dredging machine with our budget, tutulong kami na continuously i-dredge namin yung area po namin. Well, ang nangyayari po kasi ngayon, may mga dredging tayo na hindi tumatakbo po yung iba. Kaya, ang Pampanga River, masyado nang mataas yung bed niya. Kaya pagdating po ng tubig, nag-o-overflow ka.
Teka, naliligaw tayo eh. Ang usapan dito, ano ang gagawin? Bakit matagal bumaba ang tubig? Number one, paano natin, dahil nga malakas ang ulan. This is what people kailangan maunawaan ng tao. Lahat ng karanasan natin tungkol sa panahon, wala na yan. The weather is changing. Hindi na tayo babalik sa dati. Ganito na ang climate change. I'm sorry, it's really bad news and we all don't want to deal with it, but we have to. I'm sorry, but ganyan na ang nagbago na ang mundo. At yung mga inaasahan nating season, planting season, wet season, dry season, di na sumusunod. Yung ganitong klaseng pagbuhos ng ulan, doon sa amin, doon sa norte, nung dumaan yung Egay, the last time that nakaramdam kami ng ganun, more than 20 years ago. Bumalik. Ganyan, kaya hindi na maaari na gagawin natin yung dati nating ginagawa. Dahil it doesn't work anymore. We have to think of new things. We have to be more attuned. Kailangan na unawaan natin ng mabuti ang problema ng climate change, ano ang naging epekto dito sa atin. So that's the first thing that kaya yan ang una dapat nating maunawaan at matanggap. Yan na talagang katotohanan ngayon. Hindi na talaga magbabago. Yung dating summer natin, Mayo, Abril, pagkatapos ng summer magtatanim tayo, January nagmimil na tayo, wala na yan.
Alright guys, napanood natin si President Bongbong Marcos doesn't change. Ibig sabihin na talagang climate change ayan na po ang mangyayari sa atin, kaya ganyan na talaga ang panahon. At etong si President Bongbong Marcos nag-engage sa mga discussion with local chief executive of Pampanga. Tinalakay nila tungkol sa pagdami ng tubig. At hindi natin maintindihan kung tagtuyot ba, tubig o tahabagat. Hindi nga natin alam ang panahon. Biglang aaraw uulan. Ang gulo na. At don't forget to subscribe, Road Trip guys. At maraming salamat sa panonood at pakikinig dito kay Road Trip sa reaction video. Sa mga gusto ng ganitong reaction, don't forget to subscribe at click notification bell para updated tayo sa lahat ng ating papalabas. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat hanggang sa muli.